Thank you guys once again for tuning in. This is your girl, Londa A, also known as Queen. Oh my God, I almost said it. Also known as Gorgeous Mind Londa. Um, Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'm so excited to be with you guys and also update you all and give you that new content with today's Facing the Sun message by yours truly. So, I made a post, I think it was a few days ago, about being aware of your darkness or accepting your darkness and acknowledging it, because that will be the only way that you'll be able to face the sun. And so today's topic is acknowledge your darkness. And I'm going to tell you why and what happens and the benefits that you get from facing your darkness and acknowledging it before you actually face the sun. All right. So this week has been very trial and triumph. I started a new job, and I actually left an old job that I've been trying to just, depart from for a while, because I felt like, it was the end of my road there. It was time for me to just dip into something else different and also bring myself into a new environment. And so in that process, my last day was originally on Sunday, but I decided to part ways. That I let that Friday be my last day, and I called out that Sunday. And so, I really, really needed it, because I was already at a point to where I just felt extremely overwhelmed with everything that I have going on with the football, updating you guys on social media, putting out content on Thursday, and also in the process of trying to edit my book and also get it out as well. And so I was just like so overwhelmed, and I was so upset at myself that I didn't schedule myself a break in between switching jobs. But so I dedicated that Sunday that I took off as that break before I actually started my new job. And in that process, I felt like I was very, 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 very annoyed at my experience from my previous job. I thought about all the things that happened, the negative vibes, and just everything. I was just completely, completely angry with it. And I didn't know how to just let go, because, just like I said, I had a new job awaiting me that Monday. And I was still holding on to all this stuff. And so I feel that the reason being is because I didn't schedule myself a break in between switching jobs. And so that Sunday, I was, worried about all that negativity. And on top of that, I was trying to figure out what to do in order to cleanse my mind and just go ahead and start this new job, start fresh, bring positive vibes and energy to the workplace, and also be able to receive what they were teaching me without any disruption from all the negative things that I was already thinking. So, that day I was trying to find and read scriptures, a lot of things that would help me to prosper and keep moving forward, or whatever I was trying to look for. And so something came to my mind that I should fast. Indeed, I did fast. For all of my people who follow me on Instagram, you guys know the story, that I ended up fasting. And how I ended up fasting is because I got 3 confirmations from God that I should fast before I start this job. So the first was a thought. The second confirmation came from me reading a scripture in Matthew. And the third one was from me just scrolling on Instagram and seeing another, Facebook, and seeing another, one of my Facebook friends post about, they wanted to fast and pray for a week because they wanted this new job that was so important to them. And so that was my confirmation to do it. And I did it, and I succeeded, and it was very, very harder than my 2-day detox that I did. And it was like extremely gut-wrenching. Like I wanted to pass out. I felt like I wanted to throw up multiple times, but I continued on with it because something in me, I trusted in the Lord that this is what I would do in order to break off of that negative, cord that I had sourcing into me. So indeed, I did do it. I completed. Thank God. I'm so excited. And so, you know, what does that have to do with all of the things that I was saying about, acknowledging your darkness? So the reason why you should acknowledge your darkness, and I would just put it in, I'm going to refer back to the example about me leaving the job and knowing that I had all of these ill feelings harboring in me, and I needed to figure out something, what I need to do to get rid of them. So you should acknowledge your darkness, because when you see all, all the things that put you in a place to be stressed, depressed, angry, and upset, it motivates you to get up out of the situation. It motivates you to get up out it and to face the sun. Also, it keeps you from going back into the darkness, because now now that you have faced the sun, you know that all of those things that are behind you are things that can possibly keep you down. That can possibly keep you down. It is also great to acknowledge your darkness, because you can, when you're speaking to people, you can relate. You can relate to everything that they have been through, because you experienced that in life. And because you have been through that, you can give the next person the keys and the sources, the tools, the guide, or where have you, for them to prosper in life. You can give that all to them, because you have made it about the darkness. And you can relate. You can relate. And it's great to be around people that you can relate with. It's great to be around people that you can relate with. Also, the darkness. Acknowledging the darkness just shows, and especially when people know that you have been in dark times, or, done things that were, probably not good, and people see that you have transformed, it encourages another person to transform, because you're an example of coming from the darkness and stepping into the light. And so it influenced people to, do the same thing, and it encourages them, and also allows them to know that it is possible. It is possible to come out of the darkness. It is possible to prosper and face the sun. So those are the reasons why it is very, very important to acknowledge the darkness. When I said that, I didn't say that to say allow that darkness to define you, but acknowledge it and know that you won't go back down that path, because you know the damage that it had done to your life. And if you revert back to that path, because that darkness and the things that you have done had such a stronghold on your life and made you spiral down into the hole, because of that, you know that you need to get your behind up out of it, because if you don't, you're going to get stuck there. Also, people love to hear that you can relate. You can relate. You are a survivor of all of the things that you have been through. You are a survivor. I can tell you stories about these war wounds that I received. I can tell you. And also, I can encourage you. I can encourage you and be the example that you want to see, so you know that change is possible. All right? So I hope I was able to get that message and my point across to you guys for this evening. And once again, I thank you all for tuning in. My apology that I did not put any music in the background of this message. I just decided to go ahead and wing it and pray to God that I spread this message and send it, spread it and give it to you guys good, raw, and uncut. So I thank you guys once again for tuning in. Have a great and beautiful Thursday evening.